Okay, this is the week 4 Maker Challenge project, and what we have this week is we're trying to get a simulated die roll using LEDs. And so the circuit that I built here is pretty straightforward. I have 7 LEDs which are arranged in such a way as to represent dots on the face of a die. Each of the LEDs has its own 220 ohm resistor that I'm running off of the ground there. And then what I have coming over here on this side are all 7 of the individual inputs. Each of them is treated as an independent circuit. And I'm using basically the digital outputs 3 through 9, each one of them assigned to each of these LEDs. And so I can use the Arduino program to switch on any combination of these that I want. And as we saw before when we took a look at the program, I have it set up so that there's a routine that calls for when a 1 is rolled, a 2 is rolled, a 3, and that particular function routine is called, and it lights up the appropriate dice for or dots on the die. The way I activate this is I basically use a button here with a pull-down resistor circuit set up so that the button looks like an open circuit unless I hold it down. And so as the program runs, what it is looking for is that button to be closed. And when it's closed, it will go into the routine, generate a random number, and basically activate the appropriate face settings on the die. It will then wait or hold that for 2 seconds. Then it will go through another function that clears the die so that it's no longer showing anything. And then it waits until I press the button again and generates another random number and puts that particular arrangement of dots on the face of the die according to what the random number is. Now, I already have done a little bit of an extension with this. Oh, by the way, I do have the button through a digital input on pin 2. So that's the pin that I'm actually reading from the button to drive the Arduino program here. And actually have also already done a little bit of an extension with this because while it was fun to get the die to do what it's supposed to do with the random number, it was a little dull. So I decided to add a little bit of razzle dazzle. So before I actually activate the correct dots on the die, the LEDs for the correct dots, I have it do what I call razzle dazzle. And basically razzle dazzle is it runs through all of the possible combinations of LEDs that would light up on the die face rapidly, and then it finishes with the actual random number die face. And so the way that works is I press the button, we get the little razzle dazzle, and then it rolls a 5, and then after 2 seconds it times out. Then I press it again, I get a little razzle dazzle, it rolls a 6, times out, a little razzle dazzle again, rolls a 4, times out, and clears, and waits for me to then press the button again. So this would be pretty handy if I were playing a game and wanted to have some sort of a die roll without having to have the actual physical die roll. Of course, the other thing that occurred to me is somewhere down the line, I can make my own Yahtzee game by setting up 5 of these dice, but obviously I'm going to need considerably more inputs to be able to do that, which means I'd have to run a couple of different things here. Would be interesting to see how one would do that. There is some economy that I could create by not having individual circuits for each of the LEDs, because there are some combinations that you could do reductions and actually have a couple of LEDs light at the same time, because they would always be in combination with each other. At any rate, I digress. This was a lot of fun. It was very, very satisfying, and probably the most challenging thing about it actually was deciding what I wanted to do with the button, whether I wanted to have a pull down resistor or a pull up resistor, and how I wanted to incorporate the reading on that into the program. So all in all, I think this was a really good exercise to kind of flex some both circuitry and layout muscles, as well as some coding as well. All right, this was great. Thank you.